Guys, welcome back. So to start off, I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes just with concealer. I'm blending that out, and then I'm going to set that with a translucent powder. The palette I'm going to use for my eyes is the Mixed Metals Peach palette by Profusion. I'm going to take the shade Polite, which is just a light bone shade, and put that all over my lid. I'm going to take Wannabe next, which is a peachy shimmery shade, and I'm going to put this into the crease and just work it in as my transition shade. I'm going to tap my brush into the shade Outspoken, which is a burnt orange shade. I'm going to focus this on the outer V and outer corner of the eye. I'm using this brush that came with the palette. This is just like a Profusion buffing brush, and I'm just going to work that. You'll see me building up the color slowly, and then I blend it out into the crease. I'm going to go in with a Static next, and I'm going to use that just to kind of blend into the inner corner slightly. I'm not going to drag it all the way in though. Once again, I'm just taking that shade Outspoken and I'm packing that on the outer corner, and when I have just a little left, I'm dragging it into the crease. Here I'm dipping into this dark brown called Special. I'm focusing this on the outer corner too, more so than the shade before. I just want to kind of darken up the outer corner and the crease slightly. Here, with no additional product on my brush, I'm just buffing those two colors together and just trying to make them blend out more smoothly so that I don't have any harsh lines. Using the shade Outgoing, I'm going to go ahead and take this fluffy brush and just smooth it over the edges. I just feel like this really smokes out the look and makes it look seamless and flawless, and it really helps with blending out your eyeshadow. Again, going into the shade Outspoken, this is repetitive, but I'm just going to build up that color again and just re-put down whatever got dusted away from all of the other blending. I just want to darken it up and make it more intense. Here I'm going back into the shade Polite, which is just that light bone looking shade, and I'm just going to put this on the inner corner just to brighten it up a little bit. And I'm also going to take that and I'm going to run it underneath the brow bone. This just lifts your brow up and makes your eyes look more open. Also, with that bone shade, I'm going to put this on the inner corner. This also helps to open up the eye. I am going to apply a little bit of eyeliner. So this is the Megalast eyeliner by WetNWild. This is usually a really good eyeliner, but of course I'm using one that's probably 3 or 4, maybe 5 months old. And so it's really crappy, it's kind of dried up, but any other time I really like this eyeliner, especially if you're a beginner with liquid liner. Here I just popped on some drugstore falsies, and I just added a little bit of mascara on top of them just to coat them and make them a little more full. Then I'm going in with the e.l.f. face primer. This is like a hydrating face primer. In fact, I think that's the name of it. But it's a super silicone-y face primer, which I love and I actually prefer. I feel like it really fills in your pores and gives you a really smooth, nice base for foundation. For foundation, I'm using the WetNWild Photo Focus foundation. This is in the shade Soft Ivory, I believe, and I'm just going to buff this into my skin. This foundation is only $6. $6. It's not perfect, of course, but it is buildable, so you can build it up into the coverage that you want. I wouldn't recommend it if you need full coverage, but like I said, it is buildable, so you may be able to pull that off. Only problem with this, it has a terrible smell. But if you can get past the terrible paint smell that it has, it actually is a really good foundation, especially if you don't want to spend a ton of money on it. Here I'm using the NYX HD Concealer. I'm just going to put that everywhere to highlight my face as per usual. I've been testing this out for a couple weeks now, and I'm almost out of it. The Maybelline one seems to last way longer, and I think, don't quote me on it, but I think that it's cheaper. I'll let it down below for sure to let you know. But it really doesn't do as good as the Maybelline one either. It doesn't have as much coverage as the Maybelline one, and it doesn't really look as good on the skin. It kind of looks powdery in a way, and even before I set it, it starts to look cakey and powdery. So I wouldn't recommend it. I would just recommend going to the drugstore and buy the Maybelline FitMe one instead. To set all of that concealer down, I'm going to use this banana skin color shade. This is from the WetNWild contouring palette. This is in the shade Dulce de Leche, and I'm just going to put that, like I said, everywhere where I highlighted just to set everything. To contour my cheeks a little bit, I'm using this stipple brush from Ulta Beauty, and I'm just running that everywhere that I would normally contour. I'm really not going for a super harsh contour, but I do want to bronze the skin up a little bit because obviously this look is more for the summer and the spring. For blush, I'm going into the shade Juicy, which is this bright really springy pink shade, and I'm just running that over top of the bronzer just to kind of mesh it together. I'm also going in with highlight here. Here I'm going in with the shade Dreamy, I believe. I'm also going to use Charming, which is the first two shades in the palette, and I'm just using the brush that came in the kit. This highlighter is $7, and I got a lot of questions from my Q&A video on what highlight I was wearing, and this is it. If you like that wet, dewy looking highlight, you will love this. And actually, believe it or not, this brush worked really, really well to apply it, and I actually prefer that brush for it. Here I'm running the shades Outgoing and Outspoken on my lower lash line. I'm just doing that to kind of blend everything together so that my eyes aren't top heavy. For my lips, I'm just lining them and filling them in. This is the Profusion lip liner. It doesn't really have a name as far as I'm concerned, but it is a matte lip liner. I'm just going to put this down as a base, and then I'm going to go in with the matte lip cream. It's like a metallic lip cream, and I'm just going to run that over top just to give it a little bit of shimmer and add a little something to it. Alright guys, and this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and I hope that you request more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!